Today, we're taking you on a fascinating journey through time, exploring how New York City has transformed over the decades. From its iconic skyline to historic landmarks, you'll see the city's evolution like never before. This 1935 photograph captures Manhattan as a distinctly massive clump of skyscrapers, as the author describes it. At the time, some wondered why the weight of the towering buildings didn't cause the island to sink. Thankfully, Manhattan is built on solid bedrock formed hundreds of millions of years ago. The shoreline shown here, entirely man-made, was extended using dirt and rocks since the city's 17th century Dutch founding. On the left, the wall of piers along the Hudson River reflects New York's prominence as a port. Today, most of those old piers have been transformed into parks and public spaces. However, one element remains unchanged. The orange Staten Island Ferry, visible in the 1930s photo, has been in service since 1905. Taken on July 4, 1976, this photo showcases the newly completed Twin Towers, designed by Minoru Yamasaki in 1962, standing as the tallest buildings in the world at the time. The shoreline below, spanning 92 acres, was created from the excavation for the towers. The boats in the image were part of the bicentennial Operation Sail celebration, featuring tall ships from around the globe. In the modern photo, Evan Joseph captures sunlight reflecting off the 104-story, 1,776-foot-tall One World Trade Center, completed in 2014 and standing 400 feet taller than the original towers. This 1876 photo shows the Brooklyn Bridge Towers under construction, then the tallest structures in Manhattan. Taken from the Brooklyn Tower, it captures a view from 7 years before the span and cables were completed. Building the Manhattan Tower was especially challenging, requiring workers to dig 85 feet underwater in airtight caissons, risking the bends and even death. The modern image, shot from a helicopter, reveals a dramatically transformed Manhattan. A week after the Brooklyn Bridge opened in 1883, a stampede caused by a fall on the stairs tragically left 12 people dead, sparking safety rumors. To prove its strength, P.T. Barnum led 21 elephants across it a year later. Crossing the bridge by foot or bike remains a cherished New York experience. The 1920 photo captures its iconic stone arches and steel cables, which still stand tall amidst the ever-changing skyline. The modern image shows the view toward Manhattan from the walkway today. This 1905 photo shows a grand building completed in 1895, near the Manhattan Bridge. Despite its working-class surroundings and elevated train tracks from 1878, it thrived as the Bowery Savings Bank until relocating in the 1920s. The elevated tracks were removed in the 1950s. This 1900 photo captures Mulberry Street, the heart of Little Italy, which flourished as Italian immigrants arrived in waves between 1899 and 1910. By 1910, over 500,000 Italians lived in New York, often in overcrowded tenements with outdoor markets offering some relief. Over time, as Italians moved out and Chinese immigrants moved in, Little Italy dwindled to just a few blocks on Mulberry Street. This 1950 photo shows a rail freight line that ran 1.5 miles through Manhattan's Lower West Side, weaving around and even through buildings to supply goods to factories and warehouses. Built in the 1930s to move trains off congested streets, it was celebrated as a West Side transformation. Today, the High Line has been reborn as a park in the sky, sparking an unexpected revival of the area's former industrial outskirts. This 1930 view captures East Midtown's skyline as it emerged as a rival to Wall Street's skyscraper kingdom, led by the newly completed Chrysler Building. Today, the skyline has transformed dramatically, as seen in the modern helicopter shot over the FDR Drive. This 1944 photo shows U.S. servicemen mingling with Broadway crowds during wartime blackouts and air raid drills that cleared the streets. Soldiers and sailors could enjoy a dance at the Orpheum Dance Palace or grab a meal for under $1 at the Automat food dispenser. Today, while Broadway remains lively, Marcia notes the area's rough reputation in the 1960s, marked by prostitution, drug trafficking, and adult films. In the 1990s, a major investment revitalized the area, restoring theaters and introducing new office buildings, hotels, and family attractions. This 1907 photo captures the area that became Columbus Circle in 1892, celebrating Columbus's 400th anniversary. The statue was added 2 years later. Today, the scene has drastically changed, with towering buildings surrounding the circle. The Trump International Hotel and Tower stands at the apex of Broadway and Central Park West, while 15 Central Park West, completed in 2007, became the city's priciest housing development, with land selling for a record $401 million. Up next, more iconic New York landmarks and their dramatic transformations. Keep watching. You won't want to miss these incredible moments in history. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed exploring New York's incredible transformations. See you in the next video.